Good morning. Thank you for joining us here at ITB Asia 2012. We've just started the event here for the 2012. I'd like to get your opinion on how important you think travel events are for the World Travel and Tourism Council in getting your message out to the travel sector.
Well, these events are hugely important because you have World Travel Market in London, you have ITB in Berlin, and now ITB in Asia. And this week in Singapore, under the banner of Travel Rave, is really important, very productive, because there's so many different events throughout the course of the week. So it's a great place to be to spend 4 or 5 days.
One of the things, one of the messages you've been quite keen to get out on the debate we've just seen is the issue of visas, how the governments around the world are reacting to the demands of the tourism industry. How do you think they're doing here in Singapore at a political level?
Well, visas is a global issue, and when we look at the G20 countries, for example, most of the visa issues are around India, China, and the US, where the big volumes of people are moving between these continents. And we have to sort out the bureaucracy and the cost and the automation of visa processing. Singapore actually is very good in the sense that visa on arrival is a very simple process for most countries coming into Singapore. So there's really no issue from my perspective with Singapore.
We're based in London, breaking travel news. How do you think it compares to the situation there in the UK?
Well, the UK is complicated at the moment because there are a number of things that are inhibiting growth of travel and tourism. The first one is, do we build a third runway at Heathrow or do we not? The second one is the level of VAT. 20% is a pretty high level of tax on the hotel and restaurant business in the UK. Then you have the issue of APD, air passenger duty, which is creating an income stream from the Exchequer, about £2.8 billion, but we reckon it's causing £4.2 billion worth of damage to the UK GDP. So there are a whole range of issues in the UK specifically, which are dampening demand, both inbound and outbound.
Do you have any plans to speak to the UK government about these issues in the near future?
Well, we talk to the UK government all the time, as do some of the key people in the industry like Willie Walsh. But at the moment, it has to be said, we are talking and we're getting deaf ears, perhaps, from the UK government on some of these critical issues. And air passenger duty is becoming quite a dampening effect on the UK travel and tourism industry, and that's the one we really have to focus on.
The World Travel and Tourism Council, they're heading to Abu Dhabi next year for your headline event. How are preparations going for that?
Preparations are going really well. We're going to be in Abu Dhabi for our global event on the 9th and 10th of April, and it's the event where the industry, the CEOs of the private sector get together with the government ministers. And then later in the year we plan to go to Moscow for an event with the tourism ministers of the G20 countries, and then in September we'll be in Korea. So we'll be running 3 events over the course of next year.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Stigris, and we'll catch up with you there.
Look forward to it. Thank you very much.